Hello everybody, we're going to start in a wide-kneed child's pose today. So bringing your knees as wide as the mat, big toes come together as the hips sink back into the heels. Arms extend out in front of you. Forehead and chest drop into the mat. Just giving yourself these first few breaths to settle into your space, settle into your body. Every inhale brings a little more expansion into the body, taking up more space on your mat. Every exhale allows you to fall heavier into gravity. Hips heavily into the backs of the heels. Shoulders melting away from the ears, forehead falling heavily to the mat. Maybe noticing that gentle pressure between the eyebrows at the third eye. Spreading out all 10 fingers, really gripping the mat with the hands. As we fall into our space, we can then turn our attention completely to the breath and the pathway of that breath. On every inhale, as the lungs expand, diaphragm drops, reaching all the way down to the base of the spine, filling chest, filling belly. Then on the exhale, imagining that breath being sent up the back of the spine and out through crown of the head and fingertips. As the belly button contracts towards the spine, the muscles of the rib cage squeeze that air out, becoming completely empty, before filling once again. Following this cycle, expansion with every inhale, release to gravity, release of breath with every exhale. As we focus the mind's eye completely on the breath, we're reminded that we have nowhere else to go but here. Nothing else to do but this. And no one else to be but as we are on the mat, here and now. On your next breath in, rising up onto fingertips, we extend through the spine. Walk the hands over to the right side of your mat. Falling into this side stretch, expanding the space from the left pinky all the way back to the left hip. Now following that pathway of breath through the side body, imagining that expansion and that release. Your next breath in brings you back to center. Right away, thread the left arm underneath the right, still working on that left side. Our attention now comes to the back of the left shoulder. A gentle twist as every exhale brings belly button to spine. Every inhale filling that space in the back of the shoulder and the outside of the arm. Gently we come back to center, maybe inverting the pose, opening up that left arm towards the sky. Exhale, release back to our child's pose, Adho Mukha Virasana. Another inhale curls us up to fingertips, expand. Now walk the hands to the left side. Breath filling all that space from right pinky back to the right hip. Inhale brings us back to center. Right away, thread the right arm underneath the left, falling over that right shoulder. A gentle twist as every exhale brings belly button to spine. When we're ready, back to center, release to child's pose one last time. Then a big breath in curls us up to tabletop. Hands and wrists directly underneath the shoulders, knees directly underneath the hips. All 10 fingers spread out, pressing into the hands. Trying to get the inside of the elbow to press forward, rolling the shoulders back and away from the ears. On your next inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, open heart. Exhale, belly button to spine, press into the hands, squeeze it out. Inhale, chest expands, belly expands, cow. Exhale, curl it out, Marjariyasana, cat. Continuing this cycle with breath. On every exhale, squeezing it all out, again pressing into the hands. Every inhale, we feel the entire front side of the body expanding as we lift the gaze to the sky. Feel free to incorporate other modes of movement here, maybe wiggling out shoulders and hips, moving side to side. Then a breath in brings you back to that neutral tabletop position. Grounding through the hands, curling the toes under. On our next inhale, we send the right leg back, floating that foot for this supported warrior 3-like position. Flexing the right foot, engage the entirety of the back side of that leg. Starting to feel the heat build. Remember to spread out the fingertips, ground through the hands, roll the shoulders back away from the ears, engaging the core. On a big inhale, we find more length, then knee to nose curl to a cat spine. Inhale, extend back. Exhale, curl, cat, knee to nose. Inhale, expand. One more, squeeze it out. Inhale, our last expansion, then pivoting on that left knee, we open right fingertips to sky for a supported half moon. Engaging the side body, flexing through that right foot. From here, on our inhale, we reach fingertips forward, circle it around on the exhale. Inhale, open back up. Exhale, circle around, creating these nice big circles with the shoulder, releasing stagnant energy. Last big inhale, back to our tabletop warrior 3 leg stays floating. From here now, on an inhale, left fingertips reach up, twist. Finding that breath, belly button to spine, every exhale. You can maybe take a bind here, bending into the knee, opening through the front of the quad. One more big inhale, release it down, child's pose on your exhale. Find that breath once again. And inhale curls us back up, tabletop position. Exhale, ground through the hands. Inhale, left leg gets sent back for that warrior 3 preparation. Engaging the core, pressing into the hands. Find that puff in the upper back, belly button to spine. One more big breath in, knee to nose curl, Mahajaryasana. Inhale, expand, curl, maybe ha, squeeze it all out. Inhale, expand, curl, ha. Last big expansion, then open it up to our supported half moon. Left fingertips reach to the sky, pivoting on that right knee. Engaging side body, the obliques. Then with your breath, create those circles with the arm and shoulder. Maybe feeling that nice opening of the side body as we inhale and expand. One more big breath in, hand comes back down to mat. Inhale, right fingertips up to the sky for that twist, that last push. Maybe taking a bind, opening into the front of the quad, iliopsoas. When you're ready, release it back down, take a child's pose for a moment. Finding your breath once again. Then when we're ready, curling back up to tabletop, inhale, curl the toes under, back to down dog, exhale. Pedaling out the feet, maybe taking the feet a little wider than the hips. Give yourself some room. Spreading out all 10 fingers. Pressing away from the floor. Find that length from fingertip to tailbone. A little bend in the knees maybe helps reach that low belly towards the upper thighs, releasing the low back. When we're ready, coming high on the toes. Exhale, ha, heels press. Inhale, high, press, ha. One more, lift it up, in, press, ha. Coming high onto the toes, we tippy toe feet up towards the hands as we empty, Uttanasana, forward fold, let it all go. Crown of the head is pulled towards the mat by gravity, lengthening the spine, decompressing that space in between every vertebrae. Maybe a bend in the knees again to release the low back, let the chest fall towards the thighs. A roll of the shoulders, a nod or shake of the head can help release neck. Big breath in, we come to a halfway lift, extend. Exhale, bend the knees, fold. Inhale, long spine, straight legs, Ardha. Uttanasana, fold, release. In again, extend out, length, release, ha. Bending in the knees, we curl up, reach and rise, all the way to standing. Hands to heart center, samastiti, grounding through the feet. Checking in with the feet, making sure they're hips distance apart. We want to spread out all 10 toes, maybe lifting them off the mat. Feel the bones of the feet in complete connection. Another big breath in as we reach up to the sky. Exhale, sink back to chair, pulled back by the sit bones, finding that length through the crown of the head, a single line of energy from the end of the tailbone to the top of the head. Big breath in, reach up, rise. Exhale, forward fold. Into our halfway lift, extend, ground the hands, step back, high plank. Taking one breath in here, puff through the upper back, press, then drop the knees, lower to belly. In and up, Bhujangasana, cobra. Exhale, release. In and up, Bhujangasana, release. Last time, Bhujangasana, cobra. Let it go, curl the toes under, press up, high plank, back to downward dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Finding that breath up and down the length of the spine, just as we did in child's pose. The breath is what drives the practice, what inspires our movement. It begins there. When we're ready, an inhale brings us high on the toes. Exhale, look ahead, bend the knees, step or hop into a halfway lift. Let it go, fold. Reach and rise all the way up, lift. Hands to heart center, sink to chair, Utkatasana. One breath in, forward fold, release. Halfway lift, extend, step back, high plank. One breath in, press into the hands, then lower down chaturanga or drop the knees. In and up for urdhva, down and back, Adho Mukha Svanasana, ha. In here, out, ha. One more breath in, all the way to tailbone. Release it out through crown of the head and fingertips. Rise onto toes. Deep bend in the knees, empty, look ahead, step or hop. Halfway lift, fill, exhale, fold. Reach and rise all the way up. Grow tall, Utkatasana, chair pose. Stay here. Our breath brings us more length in the spine. Every exhale, we ground through the heels, sink back. On our next breath in, arms extend. Exhale, twist right. Inhale, extend back to center. Exhale, left. Inhale, reach, fill belly and chest. Belly button to spine, twist right. Inhale, reach. Again, belly button to spine, twist left. Last big reach up, forward fold, let it go. Into halfway lift. Step back, high plank. 3 breaths here. Every inhale, pressing into the hands, puff through the upper back. In and out. Last one. Really find that strength in the core. Lower down, chaturanga, elbows tight to rib cage. In and up, fill. Downward facing dog, ha. Long breath in. Let it all go. Right away, high on the toes. Deep bend in the knees, look ahead. Step or hop. Halfway lift, fill. Let it go, release. Reach and rise all the way up. Grow tall, hands to heart center, Samastiti. Grounding through the feet, finding that lift of the toes, every bone of each foot grounded in the mat, rooted. On your next inhale, the right knee rises to chest, keeping that foot flexed. Find that engagement in the back of the left leg. That lift up and away from the heart. Knee towards the nose with every inhale. One more big breath in here, then send it back, Alasana, high lunge. Inhale as we reach up, arms overhead, ground into the feet. Left knee is stacked over the left ankle. Ball of the right foot is nice and bouncy in the mat. Feeling that expansion through the front of the right thigh, through belly, through heart. One more big inhale here. Cactus arms, ha. Inhale, reach. Ha. In and reach. Open the heart, ha. Last big, reach to sky, hands come behind the back. Inhale, we open the heart. Exhale, drop the back heel, fold it forward, humble warrior. Letting breath fill all that space where we feel sensation in the body. Maybe in the outside of the hip, maybe in the shoulders and heart. On our next inhale, come all the way up, peaceful warrior. Exhale, take it through your vinyasa, whatever that means. Maybe chaturanga, maybe you drop the knees, or just come to down dog and child's pose. Reconnecting with breath as we arrive in our downward facing dog. Following the pathway up and down the spine. When we're ready, high on the toes. Deep bend in the knees, look ahead. Step or hop into halfway lift. Let it go, fold. Reach and rise all the way. Grow tall, hands to heart center, ground through the feet. From here, the left knee rises high, flexing that foot, pressing down through the right leg. Allowing roots to grow deep through that heel. A little more lift up through the left knee, then send it back on your exhale, Alasana high lunge. In to fill, chest, belly, out, ground. Right knee now stacked over that ankle, hips are facing the front of the room. Feeling that squeeze interior towards the midline. Helps to build a solid foundation, helps give us that stability. One more big breath in, cactus arms ha. Inhale, reach, ha. Again, reach up, ha, ground down. Last big reach, hands come behind the back, drop the back heel, open the chest, inhale, forward fold, humble warrior as we exhale. Finding your space. Listening to the body if you need any modifications here or any sort of movement. On your next inhale, we fill all the way up to peaceful warrior. Exhale, hands to mat, chaturanga, or drop the knees. Our breath in fills chest, fills belly, urdhva mukha, down and back as we exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, down dog. Back to breath. When we're ready, high on the toes. Deep bend in the knees, empty. Step or hop. Halfway lift, fill. Let it go, fold. Reach and rise all the way up. Hands to heart center, sink to chair. Utkatasana. From our chair, the right knee rises, keeping that engagement in the legs. Getting that little bend in the left knee as we sink into the heel. A little more lift, breath in, then send it back, warrior three, as we straighten the left leg. A single line of energy, just as we found in our tabletop position, from the crown of the head to the base of the heel. Strong back, strong hamstrings. One more big breath in, foot to mat, Alasana high lunge. Inhale as we reach up, exhale, warrior two. Expanding outwards. Feeling that external rotation of the hips, keeping left knee stacked over the left ankle, pressing into the outside of the right foot. Shoulders melt away from the ears. Inhale, we lift up, straighten that front leg. Exhale, sink back in. Inhale, lift and straighten. Exhale, sink. One more, lift it up. Sink back in. Peaceful warrior, full breath. Use your entire exhale to come through chaturanga. In to open. Adho Mukha Svanasana, down dog. Filling chest, filling belly. Let it all go, ha. Next, inhale high on the toes. Deep bend in the knees, look ahead, step or hop. Halfway lift, let it go. Reach and rise, Tadasana. Hands to heart center, sink to chair, Utkatasana. From our chair, the left knee rises, keeping that bend in the right leg. Settle into that strength in the glute. weight dropping into that heel. A little more lift on your inhale, then send it back, warrior 3 on the exhale. Hands can come to prayer at the heart, maybe coming to the hips or the low back. Find your stability. One more big breath in, Alasana, high lunge as we exhale. Inhale, reach to sky, open, warrior 2, ha. Feeling that expansion outwards, forward through the right fingertips, backwards through the left as the heart expands, chest opens. On your next inhale, we lift up straight in the front leg. Exhale, sink back in. Inhale, lift and straighten. Exhale, sink. One more, lifting up. Sink back in. Peaceful warrior, full breath in. Take it through your vinyasa, breath out. Again, listening to the breath. If you need a moment in child's pose, take that time. Meet us in down dog when you're ready. On an inhale, high on the toes. Deep bend in the knees, look ahead. Step or hop. Ardha, halfway lift. Uttanasana, fold. Reach and rise all the way up. Fill. Hands to heart center, Samastiti. Grounding through the feet, finding that stability, that engagement in the back of the legs, slight forward tuck of the pelvis to bring the abdomen into action. When we're ready, the right knee rises high. Exhale, we hinge it back, warrior 3. One long breath in here, high lunge, Alasana. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, warrior 2. From here, we lift and straighten. Sink back in. Pulled forward by left fingertips, extend. Then elbow to knee, right fingertips to sky. Parsvakonasana, side angle pose. Letting breath fill all that space in the interior of the left hip. Heart expands. Maybe lifting the gaze to the sky. On your next breath in, right fingertips reach forward. Send them back to the sky. Inhale, peaceful warrior, rise up. Exhale, back to side angle. Inhale, fingertips reach, peaceful. Exhale, side angle. One more, peaceful. Take it through vinyasa. In and up, urdhva, down and back, adha. Full breath in. Let it all go. One more, in and out. High on the toes, fill, bend the knees, empty, step or hop. Halfway lift, Uttanasana, fold. Reach and rise all the way up. Sink to chair. Taking a breath in here, find the feet. Reaching up, we rise. Hands to heart center, Tadasana. Right away, left knee rises. Sending it back, warrior 3. One breath to find that length. Alasana, high lunge. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, warrior 2, expand. Right away, lift and straighten. Sink back in. Pulled forward by right fingertips, we extend, side angle, Parsvakonasana. Feeling the alignment within the body, noticing sensation. On your next inhale, reaching forward with the left fingertips, find your extended side angle, settling into that space. Another inhale brings us all the way up to peaceful. Exhale, back to that side angle. Inhale, peaceful. Back to our extension. One more time, peaceful. Take it through your vinyasa. In and up, Urdhva Mukha. Down and back, Ha. Breath in all the way to tailbone. Release it out through crown of the head and fingertips. Use the entire body in this movement of breath. Imagining that energy flowing through every cell. Next breath in, high on the toes. Deep bend in the knees, look ahead, step or hop. Halfway lift, let it go. Reach and rise all the way up. Hands to heart center, settle in. Right knee rises, sending it back, warrior three. One inhale, strong, down to Alasana, high lunge. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, warrior two. Right away, lift and straighten. Sink back in. Pulled forward by left fingertips. Side angle, Parsva Konasana. Finding this space. Then when we're ready, dropping left fingertips to the mat. We maybe heel to toe the right foot a little closer. Then using a big breath in, we expand, explode to our half moon pose. Lifting that back leg. A single line of energy from left fingertips through the chest, through the shoulders, up to right fingertips. Grounding through that left heel, flexing the right foot. One more big breath in here, then we're going to bring the knee to nose, curl into this sort of Shiva squat. Inhale, expand, half moon. Exhale, curl it in. Inhale, expand. Exhale, curl. One more, big expansion, forward fold, let it all go. Bringing the feet a little wider than the hips. We come to a halfway lift, inhale. Bring the right hand to the left foot as we exhale, bending into the right knee, left fingertips to sky. Nice twist, opening up that space in the outside of the left leg, the IT band. One more big inhale, forward fold, flop. Into halfway lift, left hand comes to right foot. Inhale, right fingertips reach as we bend into that left knee, breathing into the outside of the right leg. Release it down on an exhale, into halfway lift. Step back, high plank. One breath in, lower it down, chaturanga. In and up, urdhva, down and back, adho. Find that breath. Preparing for the other side. Inhale, we come high on the toes. Bend the knees, empty. Step or hop. Halfway lift, fill. Let it go, fold. Reach and rise all the way up. Hands to heart center, ground. Left knee rises. Back to our warrior three, Vira three. Find that expansion, Alasana, high lunge. In as we reach up, expand open, warrior two. Right away, straighten the leg, lift, sink back in. Pulled forward by right fingertips, extend, side angle. Finding our space here, finding that strength in the legs. When we're ready, right fingertips come to the mat. Then maybe creeping that left foot a little bit forward. So on an inhale, we expand and explode open, Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Find that discipline of mind. Stay with breath as we expand in all four directions. Forward through the crown of the head, back through that left heel, up through the left fingertips, down through the right foot. One more big breath in here, then curl it in, squeeze. Inhale, expand, curl, squeeze. In, expand, curl. Last full expansion, forward fold, let it all go. You can take the feet a little wider than the hips if you like here. Find that release. When we're ready, coming to a halfway lift, we're going to turn the toes out, keep the heels knocked in, sink down to Malasana Yogi Squat. You can stay here and play. You can play with crow if it's in your practice. Or just find that rest, maybe taking variations, opening through the side body, or doing a few squats here if you want to work the legs a little more. This is your moment to recenter. Embellish your practice. When we're ready, we shoot ourselves back to high plank in whatever way feels good. Take it through your vinyasa, meet in down dog. When we're ready, high on the toes. Deep bend in the knees, look ahead. Step or hop. Halfway lift, expand. Exhale, fold. Reach and rise all the way up. Hands to heart center, sink to chair. From our chair, finding some length, then twisting right with hands at prayer. Left elbow comes to the outside of the right knee. Really grounding into the heels, finding strength within the legs. We're then going to lift that left knee up and try and float it back for this revolved side angle. Belly button to spine with every exhale, twisting it out. If you want to drop that back knee, take any sort of variation here, you can. Maybe reaching back for that foot, opening up into the front of the thigh. When we're ready, releasing back to our twist, lift that back knee. On an inhale, we shoot the right leg back to meet the left in side plank, grounding through that left hand. With every inhale, we feel that lift of the hips, engaging the obliques, grounding down with every exhale. One more big breath in here, then chaturanga on your exhale, take it through. In and up, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, down and back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Find your breath. When we're ready, high on the toes. Deep bend in the knees, look ahead, step or hop. Halfway lift, fill, let it go, fold. Reach and rise all the way up. Sink to chair, nice and deep, squeezing the legs together. A single unit of energy in the lower half of the body. A little more length on your inhale, then twisting left on your exhale. Right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Bringing the weight into the left foot, that right knee, right toes lift off the mat. Slowly floating them back to our revolved side angle. Belly button to spine, finding the strength within this twist. If you want to release for variation, if you did on the other side, feel free to do so. Listening to your body, what do you need right now? When we're ready, coming back to our revolved side angle. Grounding through the right hand, we inhale, send that left leg back to meet the right, side plank. Engaging obliques, finding a lift through the hips with every inhale. Defying gravity. One more big breath in, then take it through your vinyasa, whatever that means. Following the expansion and release, coming home to downward facing dog. When we're ready, high on the toes. Deep bend in the knees, look ahead. Step or hop. Halfway lift, expand. Exhale, release. Reach and rise all the way up. Hands to heart center, Samastiti. Find yourself grounded. That final push into our balancing posture. As we move through this next sequence, I invite you to think on the idea of the beginner's mind. Releasing expectation for yourself, simply incorporating that mentality of play. Trying something new, whatever happens, happens. When we're ready, reaching up nice and tall. Exhale, we sink to chair. A nice deep chair, dropping weight into the heels. Then when we're ready, lifting that right knee up towards the chest, we press out through the right heel, extending that leg. With every breath in, finding a little more length. Breath out, we sink down all the way to a seated position. Bringing the left foot to the inside of the right thigh. Beautiful suicide squat, James. Folding forward to Janu Shirshasana, head to knee pose. So we're in this half butterfly position in the legs. Left sole of the foot is on the inside of the right thigh. Right leg is extended as we fold over, letting breath fill all that space in the back of the right hamstring. If we want to take any variation here, maybe lifting up left fingertips to sky, opening up through side body, instead then bringing that right ear towards the knee. When we're ready, rising back up to center. From here, hands come in front of us in this tabletop-like position, and we swing the right leg back around behind for a half pigeon, Ekapada Rajaputtasana. Sinking the weight into the hips, we inhale, lift up through the chest, fill up. Exhale, fold forward, either to forearms or forehead and chest completely to the mat for sleeping swan. Breath filling all that space in the outside of the left hip, the outer left low back. Sink into sensation and breath. When we're ready, rising back up to tabletop arms. We're going to ground through the hands and gently bring ourselves back to downward facing dog from this position. Taking any variation you need to, maybe some nice circles through the hip. Removing stagnant energy. Coming back to your foundation, back to your breath when you're ready. Rising high on the toes, breath in. Deep bend in the knees, look ahead, step or hop. Halfway lift, expand. Exhale, fold. Reach and rise all the way up, grow long. Hands to heart center, Samastiti. Sinking deep into a chair on your next exhale, we know what happens next. Find that foundation. An inhale, left knee rises to the chest. Exhale, press out through that left foot. Extending, sinking deep into chair. Finding your breath. Slow exhale down, the suicide squat to our Janu Shirshasana on the other side. Letting that right knee wing out in its half butterfly position. Forehead, gaze, chest falls over the left leg. Breath filling the back of the hamstring. Maybe taking variation on this side if you took it on the other. Opening through side body. Then when we're ready, rising back up to center, grounding through the hands, we swing that left leg back now for our half pigeon, Ekapada. Letting the weight sink down into the hips as we find our foundation. Chest expands with an inhale before folding forward, releasing to sleeping swan. Follow that breath. When we're ready, rising back up to tabletop arms, we send it back to our three-legged dog, taking any variations to release stagnant energy in the hip. Meeting in down dog. A final push of class here. Inhaling, we curl forward to high plank. Stay there. Pressing into the hands, puffing through the upper back, we engage the core. From here, on an inhale, we lift the right leg. Exhale, squeeze knee to the outside of that right tricep. Inhale, send it back. Exhale, high plank. Inhale, left leg rises. Squeeze it in, knee to tricep. Extend back, high plank. Right leg lifts. Squeeze, extend, return. Left leg lifts, squeeze, extend, return. Last round, right side. Squeeze, extend, return. Left leg, squeeze. Find that length, high plank. One more, big breath in, lower it all the way down to the belly. Rise up to Sphinx, bringing forearms to mat, spreading out all 10 fingers, elbows directly underneath the shoulders. As the belly drops, the gaze lifts. Filling all that space we just contracted, we just engaged. Maybe imagining breath as light, filling the chest, filling the belly with every inhale, then washing out and away over the entire body with every exhale. When we're ready, releasing back down, maybe creating a diamond with the hands for the forehead to rest within. Wiggling hips side to side, we let go of tension in the low back. Then on an inhale, we're going to lift up that right leg as though somebody's pulling the foot backwards, drawing us nice and long. Exhale, place it down. Left leg lifts up as it's pulled out of the hip socket. Release it back down. Same with the right arm. We extend it out, finding more length. Release down. Left arm, left leg. Lift and extend. Release back down. From here, we're going to bend into the right knee. And then reach back with the left hand to grab for the top of that foot. On an inhale, right hand stays connected to mat, left foot stays connected to mat, but we find this half bow pose, half Dhanurasana, lifting up, opening through the cross section of the body. Front of that right thigh, front of the left chest and belly. When we're ready, release it back down on an exhale, wiggle it all out. Coming on to the other side now, right hand reaches back for the left foot. Grounding through left fingertips, grounding through the top of the right foot, we find that expansion, that growth as we open to our half Dhanurasana. Filling the front of the left thigh, filling the front of the right side body, chest and belly. Release it back down, let it go. Option to take full bow pose here. You can also just take Sphinx once again if full bow feels like it's too intense for you right now, if you're ready to wind down. But when you're ready, an inhale brings you up to your back bend of choice, passive or active, opening through the entirety of the front side of the body. Filling chest and belly with breath. When we're ready, release it back down, wiggle it out. From here, we're just going to roll onto the back. Wherever you are on your mat, just flip yourself over, bringing the spine in connection to the mat. Give the knees a little hug to the chest. Maybe windshield wiper knees side to side if that feels better. Just bringing yourself into this space now on the back. When we're ready, bringing feet as wide as the mat. We're just going to start to windshield wiper the knees side to side. Following this movement with our breath. Every inhale brings us to center. Every exhale drops the knees over to one side. On your next exhale, as they fall to one side, they remain there, taking any sort of variation that feels good in this supine twist. Allowing shoulders to fall heavily into the mat. The back of the head falls heavily into the mat. Releasing any activity within the muscles, coming to this passive yin-like state. Things that create change are gravity and time. Non-action. When we're ready, coming back to center with the knees, we then allow them to drop over to the other side. Sinking back in. Finding that breath, filling space, and melting into the mat. Gently coming back to center. We give the knees a nice hug to the chest, letting the spine return to a neutral position. Then opening up for happy baby. This is our final moment of play to access any points in the body that you feel still need some attention. So either bringing peace fingers to big toes or hands to the outsides of the feet, we draw the knees in towards the armpits, opening up into the groin, into the interior of the legs. Then find that curiosity. Explore. What does the body need? Here's also our time for inversion. So if you have a specific inversion in your practice you would like to incorporate, like headstand or shoulder stand, feel free to do so. Otherwise, simply coming into dead bug or waterfall, or even just holding happy baby can act as an inversion. James is demonstrating waterfall by placing a block, a rolled up blanket or pillow underneath the hips, and extending the soles of the feet up towards the sky, letting everything drain down and out from the legs. Letting the knees drop towards the chest, heels towards the backs of the thighs, we curl into a tiny little ball. Hugging knees tight into the chest, we bring the forehead to the knees, squeezing every muscle in the body, holding nice and tight, complete engagement, complete discipline. Another big inhale here, then on your exhale, the complete opposite of that as we expand open. Ha, final Shavasana. Let it all go. Shoulders fall heavily into the mat. Releasing the arms, releasing the hands. Hips fall heavily into the mat. Releasing the legs and the feet. And the back of the head falls heavily into the mat, releasing the muscles of the face and jaw. Staying here as long as you like. Thank you for practicing with us this evening. The infinite universe that resides within me recognizes and appreciates the infinite universe that resides within you. Namaste.